I'm James Richardson from the Agriculture and Food Policy Center at Texas A&M, and I'd like to talk a little bit about our recent visit to Washington, D.C. to present the baseline report to the House and Senate Ag Committees. This is a copy of our baseline report. You can get this by going to our website at afpc.tamu.edu. Then over on the right-hand side, first thing you want to do is click that January 2016 baseline briefing report. This is a short report that has a summary of an outlook for the economic viability of all of our representative farms. I talked about a representative farm process in the last video we put together. The second new publication on that website is the working paper. And if you want more detail about the representative farms and their economic viability, you want to click on that working paper. It's a 100-page report that has a detail about the economic outlook for each of our representative farms. Our representative farm system is set to present the report or present the results of what the FAPRI baseline would look like if it comes to pass for each of our representative farms. The baseline analysis that we're doing is for 2014 to 2020. The analysis uses 14 and 15 as the actual prices and yields that the farmers in our panels receive on their representative farms, and that's a starting period for us. And then 2016 to 20 is going to be the forecast period that we're going to use. We classify our farms in three measures. We look at this in terms of definition of financial position. We classify them as either in good condition, marginal condition, or in poor condition. A good condition farm is one that has a less than 25% chance of a negative ending cash balance and less than a 25% chance of decreasing their real net worth, or their real net worth being less than, at the end of the period 2020, being less than what it was at 2014. A marginal farm would be one that has a 25 to 50% chance of a negative ending cash balance and the same probability of losing real net worth. A poor farm is one that has more than a 50% chance of a negative ending cash and a decrease in real net worth. Let's turn to the baseline projections for our representative wheat farms. Our representative wheat farms in the Great Plains and Pacific Northwest. Now, wheat is grown on several of other representative farms, but it doesn't constitute more than 50% of the total receipts on the farm, and that's how we classify a representative farm. Looking at this slide here for the projected average annual prices from FAPRI for wheat, we see that the average annual wheat price is slightly less than the reference price for the first couple of years, and then it's just almost equal to the reference price in 2020. The baseline projections that we've done over the last 5 years, including this one, look like this. If we go back to 2012 and do a 5-year baseline projection at that time, we've got 90% of our representative wheat farms were green. They were in great shape. 2013 is probably the best year we've ever had for a baseline projection for wheat. All of our farms were classified in good financial condition, less than a 25% chance of a cash flow deficit. By 2014, it was up to about 18% of our farms, and that stayed the same in 2015. But our 5-year projection right now is that slightly more than 50% of our wheat farms will be in poor condition over the next 5 years. Looking at this next slide, it's a summary of the wheat farm program participation. About 33% of our representative farms said they'd put their wheat in the ARC program, so 67% was in PLC. And all of the barley on our barley farms, wheat farms that had barley, had 100% participation in PLC. Our Washington wheat farm, the top row up there, WAW, Washington wheat, 2,000 acre farm. Small farm, small operation, very limited amount of off-farm employment, reduced costs of inputs on this farm, and they accumulated cash in the previous years, 2012 and 13, and they didn't spend it all. And so they were able to weather this storm quite a bit better as wheat prices came down. The Colorado 3,000 acre wheat farm is one to note. This farm is made up of some very conservative producers. They're the size that they can handle all the operations themselves. They've hired virtually no off-farm labor. These farmers have told me over and over that their business plan is to have one crop in the ground, one crop stored in the bins, and one crop stored in the bank. And so their cash flow situation stays quite good over this planning horizon. If you have specific questions about the wheat farms, you can give us a call at AFPC.